All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Chapter C and Discern-Dss multiplier event. We will be starting with our first speaker in about 10 minutes time. And so before we begin, just a few housekeeping rules. Please make sure your microphone is muted, unless you're speaking, of course. And we encourage you to turn on your camera if possible. This will help us create a more engaging environment throughout this event.
Today's webinar is part of the Chapter C and Discern-Dss multiplier event, highlighting collaborative efforts for the digital healthcare education transformation across Southeast Asia. We hope this session will inspire further partnerships and innovation in medical education throughout our region.
Once again, welcome everyone to today's Multiplier program. My name is Hafsa and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremony for today's webinar.
I'm Amel, your co-MC, who will be guiding you through today's exciting program filled with inspiring talks and insightful discussion from our distinguished speakers.
To begin our session, we are delighted to welcome our first speaker for the formal introduction address of the Chapter C and Discern-Dss Multiplier event. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Lauriane Bertrand, Deputy Head of Unit for the Erasmus Plus International Capacity Building. She is here today representing the European Union. Mr. Bertrand, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Hafsa. Good afternoon from Brussels and warm greetings to everyone joining from Malaysia, Indonesia, and across Southeast Asia. It is a great pleasure to be with you today for this event, Southeast Asia Collaboration for Digital Healthcare Education Transformation. On behalf of the European Education and Culture Executive Agency and the European Commission, I wish to thank the organizers, Professor Panayotis Bamides from Aristotle University of Thessaloniki and Associate Professor Yi Kong Lee from University Malaysia, together with all partners of the Chapter C and Discern-Dss project for bringing us together today. Let me also recognize the dedication of our project teams from Malaysia, University Malaya, University Putra Malaysia, and Taylor's University, and from Indonesia, Universitas Gadjah Mada, Universitas Negeri Semarang, Universitas Sebalas Maret, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, and Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University Jakarta. On the European side, Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, Karolinska Institute, and Jagiellonian University in Krakow. A warm welcome as well to representatives of ministries, EU delegations, and the Erasmus national focal points whose continued engagement strengthens cooperation between our regions. Both Chapter C and Discern-Dss are funded under the Erasmus Plus Capacity Building in Higher Education, the so-called CBHE action managed by our agency, International Cooperation Unit. Through CBHE, we foster sustainable partnerships that modernize higher education, reinforce institutional capacities, and respond to real social and labor market needs. This project perfectly captures what CBHE stands for, not only transferring knowledge, but co-creating context-relevant, innovative solutions that connect Europe and Southeast Asia in this case. The pandemic has shown us how crucial digital readiness was, especially in healthcare education. Digitalization is now a necessity for preparing professionals who can collaborate across borders and systems. Scenario-based learning, virtual patients, and digital soft skills framework, as developed through these two projects, represent the next generation of healthcare education, interactive, inclusive, and future-ready. It is impressive that within less than a year, both projects identified shared goals and joined forces. This collaboration embodies the Erasmus Plus spirit. It is about multiplying impact, connecting people, and building stronger regional cooperation. The European Union remains deeply committed to partnership with Southeast Asia in education, research, and innovation, building bridges through mobility, knowledge exchanges, and digital and green skills aligned with the EU Global Gateway and ASEAN priorities. Cooperation is ultimately about building communities of practice that endures beyond the project lifetime. I invite all participants to think about how this digital innovation can be scaled and sustained, ensuring that their benefits reach even to the most remote communities. Congratulations once again to all Chapter C and Discern-Dss partner for your dedication and teamwork. Our agency, EAKEA, is proud to support your effort and look forward to positive impact of your work in the years ahead. Thank you very much, and now I wish you a very inspiring webinar.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Bertrand, for your thoughtful introduction and opening remarks. We extend our sincere gratitude to you for being here with us today. Your presence, it means a great deal to our efforts.
Many thanks.
Let's take a moment to get to know the partner universities involved in Chapter C and Discern-Dss. Each representative will have around 3 minutes to introduce their institutions and share their contribution to this collaboration. We're delighted to welcome representatives from 11 different universities. Let's begin with Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, represented by Prof. Panagiotis Bamidis. Please welcome Professor Panagiotis Bamidis.
Hello and welcome. If I can have some sharing access, I can share with you a couple of slides, perhaps. Is it possible to give me access? Okay. Thank you. Let me share it again. First of all, let me welcome you all to this and thank the organizers and all the participants for the participation and kind attendance to this, I would say, cornerstone event, because it signifies the collaboration between different countries, different cultures, different universities. I'll try to be brief and present my university here. My name is Panos Bamidis. I'm a director of the Lab of Medical Physics and Digital Innovation at the School of Medicine, as well as many other capacities that I have. And I'm the director of the Discern-Dss project, which we collaborate with many of the universities participating here. Talking about my university, is the largest in Greece and probably one of the largest in the Southeast European region. The School of Medicine is also the largest, is one of the much larger, so to say, faculty. And we also have a research unit in there, biomedical research and education special unit, which is the research institute of the school. Incorporating many of those activities. And specifically for this meeting, the Medical Education, Innovation and Research Unit, for which I lead the responsibilities. The Lab of Medical Physics and Digital Innovation that I'm the director of, it's also the largest of the university and of the school, obviously, incorporating more than 10 research groups, fostering creativity and collaboration and synergies, and of course, being able to excel in multidisciplinary research as well as training. We run with 2 ISOs, and we have a capacity of running different projects. On the left-hand side is those projects, large European projects that we have been leading as a coordination institute. And if I can just give you a short snapshot of the projects that we have been involved, some of those, in the last 10 years, it's you see the logos of these projects, and I will just try to share with you. for your patience. That's all from my side. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you, Professor Bamidis, for your introduction. Next, we'll hear from Jagiellonian University, represented by Miss Joanna Favorite.
Hello, just bear with me. I will just share the presentation and screen. And if you can please confirm whether you see it correctly, just give it a moment. Yes, so good. Lovely. All right. So welcome everybody. I'll just hide that one as well. Welcome everybody. My name is Joanna van Verrek, and I have a pleasure to represent here Jagiellonian University. Also with medical college, but I will explain all what it is. We are actually one of the oldest universities in Poland. Let me just move it here. Yes. And also in Europe, actually, we were funded in 1364, so it was a bit some time ago, and we currently has more than 35,000 students and doctoral candidates. Eminent researchers and state-of-art infrastructure makes us JU the leading Polish scientific institution. And we also collaborate with major academic centers from around the world, which I will also show you later. So the Jagiellonian University Medical College is a part of JU, and it comprises of 3 faculties: medicine, pharmacy, and health sciences. It prides itself a student body of 5,500, and of course, a plethora of available programs, long life learning cycles, master program, first and second cycles, postgraduate programs, doctoral school. And here, Faculty of Medicine has also the School of Medicine in English, which offers medicine and dentistry in English language. As a JUMC, we of course engage in lots of partnerships, as we are here also with you today, with numerous universities, research institutions globally, and actively participates in projects initiated by international networks. These endeavors are focused on advancing international mobility here for both our students and the staff. And we're trying to here foster as well this collaborative scientific project facilitating knowledge exchange. So in terms of Jagiellonian University participation in Chapter C projects, I would like to introduce you the team, the JU team. Right now, so we're talking here about 4 people. Some of them might be familiar to some of our guests today. So you actually may know Professor Kononowicz from some other cooperations. So he's the head of Department of Bioinformatics and Telemedicine, together with Eva Radulescu, who is also today with us. Myself and my colleague Małgorzata Sudacka, Gosia Sudacka, we represent Department of Medical Education. So actually our input into the project is the joint effort on those two departments. And just as I can see, the time is up very quickly. I will just share selected projects, but I'm talking really about just the department. We are the 2 departments we're running. As you can see, here, currently, we run 2 projects with the Decredo, which focused on fostering clinical reasoning with digital tools, and of course, Chapter C, where we help here also to build and improve the collection of virtual patients. And lastly, that's really my last slide, so I'll be very, very brief and quick, just to share a few quite even recent publications. So we've got a really nice publication just from the 2nd of October, when we try to apply ChatGPT to plan and create realistic collection of virtual patients for clinical reasoning, and some other important, of course, from the point of view of digital education, digital healthcare education. So I really encourage you to make yourself familiar with those. Ben Swartz, thank you so much for the time. So you seen the motto on the very first slide: inspired by the past, by we shape the future. So we are continuing the work of our distinguished graduates, professors, to meet challenges of the present and the future. I wish you very fruitful meeting today, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fabric. Now let's continue with Karolinska Institute, represented by Ms. Natalia Statakaro. Please welcome Ms. Natalia Statakaro.
Hello, good morning, good evening, everyone. Please let me share my screen just a second. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see.
Thank you for confirming. So thank you very much for inviting me and for organizing the event. My name is Natalia Stathakaro and I'm representing Karolinska Institutet, specifically the Department for Learning, Informatics, Management and Ethics, LIME. So very briefly, I'm going to present Karolinska Institutet, where I conduct my research, which is one of the world's leading medical universities. It was founded in 1810, and this makes it one of the oldest medical universities in Sweden. Located in Stockholm, it has a long history of excellence in medical education and research, and it is also known for the Nobel Prizes in physiology and medicine. Karolinska Institutet employs in total over 5,500 staff and educates approximately 6,700 students and over 2,000 doctoral students annually. As I said, it's known for the Nobel Prize, which has been shared since 1901. However, besides the Nobel Prize, we are also holding another prize which is less known, which is within the medical education. And this was established in 2004, and it takes place every 2 years. I'm representing the MINT team, which is the acronym for Medical Interactions, and it is part of the Health Informatics Center at the Department of LIME. Maybe you recognize some of the people here. This is the project group, and it's represented by Associate Professor Klaas Karker and myself, Natalia Stathakaro, my project coordinator, and Maxine Harjani, who is also with us here today, and she is a project coordinator as well. And we're bringing experiences from a previous completed project in Erasmus capacity building with Malaysia, which was called Accord, and aimed to advance co-creation of reusable learning objectives to digitalize health curricula. And our team is part of both Chapter C and Discern-Dss project. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Statakaro. Next, we'd like to welcome Ms. Isabel Dumain from the European Union of Medical Specialists.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. So I'm gonna also share my screen. Sorry if they might have issue with my connection and my camera because I'm in a hotel. So I don't know how much the connection will be good if you see me or not. At least I hope you're gonna see my quick presentation. In comparison to other institutions, the UMS is not university. We are a professional organization. We are an association gathering medical specialists across Europe and beyond. And our mission mostly is improving patient care in Europe. We try to do that since 1958. And what we really want is supporting excellence in medical practice. So this is covered in 3 pillars: on postgraduate training, on CME CPD, and on advocating for the doctors. For the postgraduate training part, we develop for like decades now standards in postgraduate medical trainings, which we call European Training Requirements, which is a collaboration between specialties on each specialty and beyond. We also, based on this, develop European exams to assess the professionals at a certain point in their career, and we also have accreditation of training centers. Aside, we have also activity on CME-CPD with accreditation of educational activities in Europe for more than 20 years now, and a remote recognition of CME-CPD with partners in the USA, Canada, and Latin America. Last part is the advocacy, where we present medical specialists on policy-making questions and partnering in projects, notably Discern-Dss and the Keep Caring projects, which is on mental health in a surgery setting mostly. So our members, as you can see on the map, is beyond Europe and further, and we represent more than 1.7 million specialists. We have loads of bodies, one per specialties and even beyond, some collaboration one, and some thematic federations which work on transverse matters of common interest of all of these people. And last, I will be short, but last, I will talk about our inputs as a non-university to the Discern-Dss project. We are a Europe-wide organization, and we gather for decades medical educators and specialists from all European countries working together. That allows us to bring expertise in medical education in Europe as wide and of training. The guidelines developments for medical training, postgraduate and before, and the assessment of the educational events and all the questions of lifelong learning. That's all for the UMS. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Dumin. Moving on to our Southeast Asian partners, we'll now hear from Universitas Gadjah Mada, represented by Dr. Wika Hartanti.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Greetings to everyone, and I'm very pleased to be joining this important and interesting event. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wika Hartanti. I'm a faculty at Universitas Gadjah Mada and also a member of Discern-Dss UGM team. I'm honored to have the opportunity to introduce our university and also later the Discern-Dss UGM team. So our institution, Universitas Gadjah Mada, has the tagline for excellence, innovation, and service to the nation. Our institution is considered as the cornerstone of higher education in Indonesia, symbolizing the nation's post-independence commitment to education, research, and social service. Our university is founded on December 19th, on the year 1949. And UGM was established shortly after Indonesia's independence as a national university to unite existing higher education institutions. We are located in Yogyakarta, and UGM is one of the Indonesia's oldest and most prestigious universities. Our university have the vision as a pioneer of world-class national university that is excellent and innovative, dedicated on the interest of the nation and humanity, inspired by the cultural values of the nation and based on Pancasila, which is our national ideology. Our university mission is to carry out education, research, and community service, as well as the preservation and development of knowledge that is excellent and beneficial to society. So in numbers, our university have 18 faculties discipline and 287 study programs, 22 research centers, 2 schools, and 125 joint degrees, with currently active students of over 60,000, with a majority of undergraduate, also includes postgraduate students. So moving on, we're going to introduce our Discern-Dss project team. Our DSS project is coordinated and supported by the Faculty of Medicine, Public Health and Nursing. Our team members are academic faculty from various backgrounds of expertise and disciplines, such as health informatics, health policy management, medical education, bioethics, and more. DSS team are also representative members and active teaching faculty at UGM School of Medicine. To introduce our core team members, we have Dr. Van Lazuardi, PhD, Professor Denny Agustiningsih, Dimas Sumunar, MSc, MSc, Dr. Noviarina Kurniawati, MSc, Beta Ahlam Gizela, GFM, Dr. Widya Wasityastuti, PhD, Dr. Ikhlasul Amalia, MPH, Dr. Junaidi Yunus, PhD, Dr. Yogi Silvana Wijaya, PhD, and also our Discern-Dss other units, supporting units, teams, and faculty staffs at Faculty of Medicine, Public Health, and who we can't mention name by name due to limited time. We are happy to know everyone in this collaborative project. Thank you, and looking forward to working together with everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Wika. Next, we have Prof. Arli Natalia Probandari from Universitas 11 Maret.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Greeting all to Java, Indonesia. I'm currently a coordinator for DSS, Discern-Dss project in Universitas 11 Maret. The abbreviation for our university is UNS. So, yeah, in the team, we are happy to be supported by the Faculty of Medicine at Universitas 11 Maret. Prof. Eti Poncorini is kindly acting as a project board for the Discern-Dss team in UNS. And we have several colleagues, both academic and also supporting staffs that helping with the implementation of the Discern-Dss team. And I'm happy also to have one of our team, Dr. Boy Timor Randita, as one of the speakers for this webinar. So UNS is founded in 11 of March 1976. So actually in the name of 11 Maret means 11 of March. That's the date of the founded that the university was founded. And on next year, we will celebrate the 50 years of anniversary of our university. And now, even though it's a bit younger compared to UGM, but we are happy that we got more recognition in the international level. Right now, we have in the QS World University ranking 1,001 to 1,200. And the total student body is about 43,000 students with over 85,000 alumni. And the Discern-Dss project is managed by Faculty of Medicine in this university, one among 14 faculties in the university. And we have several programs under the Faculty of Medicine. We have undergraduate program of medical science. We have also the professional program for medical doctor and also several medical specialist program. We are also glad to be a part of some project collaboration under Erasmus funding. So this is not the first time that we involve in the project with the funding of Erasmus. We have several projects that are already finished and also under implementation based on the funding of the Erasmus project, including Sanisi project, ITH project, CapCat, and OPTE. So this is the UNS, our university at a glance. So it's mixed between traditional part of the culture of Javanese and also the modern part, the technology, and also the academic excellence. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Looking forward for fruitful collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Ari. Now let's welcome Prof. Erna Rohmawati from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, for European partners, and good afternoon for Indonesian and Asia partners. So I would like to present about our university, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, particularly Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, who currently conducting the program from Erasmus for the Discern-Dss. So the UM itself was established in 1981. So we are relatively young, but we are young and global. We will also present about the collaboration between our university and other universities globally. And then particularly for the Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences was established in 1993. Regarding our university, currently we have 46 study program, and the majority is undergraduate program. And for the accreditation, we have excellent accreditation from the national or from the government, and also we have accreditation from international agency like from FIBA and also ASEAN. And currently we have the active students about 22,000. Regarding to the curriculum, all of the study program in Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta already implemented outcome-based education, which is monitored every semester. And for the internationalization program, we have 226 international staff, and also providing scholarship for international students, and also conducting like inbound and outbound exchange students. And also we have more than 200 research with collaboration with other university in the worldwide. And these are several facilities in our universities. So we have a sustainable building, and also we have a studio for the students from like communication study program, and we also have cafe and a student dormitory and many other things. So regarding to this project, particularly the DSN, we have Dr. Dirwan Suryo Sularto, which is also in the Zoom meeting, and then Dr. Sri Sundari from the School of Medicine, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, and I myself, Erna Rahmawati from School of Nursing. We also have Dr. Siti Amina and also Fani Haris, a PhD. Regarding to the DSS Discern project, UMY is the lead beneficiary of the working package, particularly in the implementation in curricular package, and also in the work package of sustainability, digital soft skill recommendation, and transformative activities. I think that's all for our presentation, and we are looking forward for another fruitful collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Erna. Next, we have Dr. Tong Lenting from University Malaya.
Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay, sorry, just give me a minute. Okay, so hi, my name is Wenting, and it gives me great pleasure to be the person to introduce our esteemed university known as University Malaya. Okay, so for those of you who do not know, University Malaya, or we often call it as UM, is the Malaysia's oldest university. Okay, it is located in Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia. And it was established in 1949, and as of today, it is our nation's top university. Okay, so today UM has grown into a comprehensive research university. We have 21 faculties, academies, and centers, and there are over 2,100 academic staff, including 300 professors, and host more than 200 academic programs. And currently, there is a total enrollment of students of around 44,000, and among them, over 10,000 are international students from more than 90 countries. Okay. And UM research ecosystems include 58 research centers. We have 5 national research hubs and has achieved over 6,500 Web of Science and Scopus Index publication in last year. Okay. And we're also proud to say that in the QS World Ranking, UM currently stands on the 58th position globally. And just recently in the Times Higher Education Rankings, we are placed within the top 250 university worldwide. Okay. Okay, so the University Malaya Faculty of Medicine, it's a pillar of the Malaysia's medical education landscape. It educates many of the country's physicians and specialists, contributes significantly to national and regional health research. Okay. And our faculty's vision is to be a global academic health science center that transforms society through knowledge and empowerment. Okay, so the research at the Faculty of Medicine spans from molecular biology, genetics and microbiology to digital health, artificial intelligence, and value-based healthcare. And we have 5 priority areas from translational science, data to care science, and to implementation science. And the faculty leads the medical education, research, and clinical innovation in Malaysia. So the faculty maintains an extensive global collaboration network, partnering with various institutions in Southeast Asia, Europe, East Asia, North America, and others across the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa, totaling over 140 international partners. So these collaborations spans clinical mobility programs, research exchanges, and joint innovation projects. So our university culture is one that focuses on academic excellence, inclusivity, innovation, ethical leadership, and commitment to societal progress. We truly believe in the power of collaboration, uniting minds, discipline, and nations for a common purpose. So we warmly invite university, research institute, industry, and policymaker to collaborate with us to improve health and empower community and to transform lives. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tong. Now let's hear from Dr. Irmi Ismail, representing University Putra Malaysia.
Still muted.
Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah, so I'm Irmi. I'm basically the lead coordinator from University Putra Malaysia with the Chapter C project. Yeah, I'm sorry, we do not have a slide prepared for you, but I hope that you all can understand me. So University Putra Malaysia is the second oldest university in Malaysia after UM. Yeah, so we are probably about 30 minutes from UM and a bit of outskirts of central Kuala Lumpur. Okay, so we are also a public research university under the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia. So, basically, we have about more than 30,000 undergrad students, undergrad as well as postgraduate. And of course, we play a significant role in spearheading technology in education through various initiatives focused on digitalization, innovative learning environments, and the development of the future-ready human capital. So UPM and our faculty, which is the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, are actively developing smart campus and digital learning initiatives, which are part of its long-term strategic plans. So these include Putra Future Classroom and promoting space for conducive learning ecosystem using AI teaching methods, incorporating elements like the cloud, augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, data analytics, and artificial intelligence to facilitate interactive and blended learning. So yes, this is our second project with Erasmus. Previously, we were involved with Erasmus and the Accord project, and now our involvement with Chapter C. We are much delighted to be involved with Erasmus teams again. And our team comprises of members from the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, who are myself, together with Dr. Putri, who will be presenting our project later on, and Professor Zida, as well as Dr. Siti Khadija and Dr. Farida from the Medical Education Unit. Together with us also is our technologist, Dr. Amy from the Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology. So basically through Chapter C, we are leading some work packages on needs analysis as well as developing the lesson plans. And we hope that we'll be able to adapt and implement the virtual patient cases under Erasmus plus iCovid project into our Doctor of Medicine undergraduate curriculum in the family medicine postings. So with this, I thank you. We hope to have a very fruitful workshops today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Irmi. Next, we have Dr. Renuka Selapans from Taylor's University.
Can I just check that you can see my slides?
Yeah, we can see this slide.
Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon to the viewers, and thank you, MC, for the introduction. So I'm here to briefly introduce you to Taylor's University. I'm Renuka Selapans, and I head the pharmacy school at Taylor's University, Malaysia. So here I'm presenting to you our iconic Lakeside campus. So this is a campus that houses both Taylor's University and Taylor's College. So as a university, we have about 56 years of experience in the Malaysian education landscape. We started as Taylor's College in 1969 in Kuala Lumpur, and now we have moved to this Lakeside campus in 2010 as Taylor's University. Just a sec. Okay, so as a university, we see ourselves to be a leading international university offering distinctive purpose-driven teaching and research, and we aim to develop global citizens that are ready to contribute to this complex world. Aligned to this vision, we organize ourselves into faculties that offer programs ranging from medicine, pharmacy, culinary, hospitality, media and communication, education, business, law, computer science, engineering, and design. And as I mentioned, the campus also houses Taylor's College, which offers pre-university programs. The campus houses about 23,000 students, including local and international students. So about 20,000 students from Taylor's University and about 4,000 students from Taylor's College. I guess Taylor's University is a private university as opposed to University Malaya, which just introduced themselves earlier. So University Malaya is a government university, whereas for Taylor's University, we are a private university, and we are proud to say that we are ranked quite highly. We have a good reputation, whether globally in Southeast Asia as well as Asia. And in particularly, we are known from some of our subjects in hospitality and leisure management, history of art, marketing, art and design, as well as data science and AI. So to conclude, I'd say that we are a private university in Malaysia with our strength in our program and graduate quality. We are also known for our innovative teaching pedagogy, including purpose-led learning and the use of latest and innovative digital technology to enhance our student learning experience. And hence our involvement in the Chapter C project is aligned to both institutional and global focus in educational technology. With that, I thank you for listening, and let's have a fruitful session today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Renuka. And finally, representing UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, we have Dr. Vika Ekayanti.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. My name is Vika Ekayanti. I'm here to represent my uni. This is the Faculty of Medicine, Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, and actually it's easier. State Islamic University Jakarta. It's easier for you to just say UIN Jakarta. We are located in Ciputat, Tangerang Selatan, and this is all of our staff. And in UIN Jakarta, we have about three about three about three sorry it's about we have about 13 faculty not faculties, all of the faculties. We have 13 faculties, and one of the faculties is medical faculties, the last faculty of the UIN Jakarta. So this is the description of our university, and we have also the journey of the Faculty of Medicine since 2005, and we have developed before we are integrated in the Faculty of Health, Medicine and Health Sciences, and then we developed to be the Faculty of Medicine in 2018, and we have before we have only two faculty medical study program. There is the academic profession for the medical education, and then the profession medical profession program, and then in the 2024 we have the specialties in pulmonology and respiratory medicine, and then in 2025 we have another degree biomedical master program, and now until 2030 we are accredited superior by Lampetekes in Indonesia, and we have also international accredited in with ASEAN. So I think we are the youngest from all the medical faculty or the other faculty of health sciences here. And we have the research roadmap. We have 7 circle. We have the generative. And then this is the chapter C. Chapter C we involve here because this is thank you for for taking us joining the program chapter C, and we have implemented PBL virtual patient, and now this is the team. I myself is the coordinator side, and then this is our team: Marita, Risa Mawati, Flori Ratnasari, and I think that's all for the introduction of our university. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fika, and thank you to all partners for the insightful introductions and for your dedications for advancing digital healthcare educations. We're truly grateful for your commitment and collaboration through Chapter C and Discern-Dss.
All right. We have Dr. Shahirul Alim. Would you like to share a bit about UGM's contribution for Chapter C?
Yeah, thank you so much. Just check whether my presentation is already. Yeah, hello, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shahirul Alim, and I came from the Department of Nursing, Faculty of Medicine, Public Health and Nursing, UGM. Actually, Dr. Wikan already introduced our university, so I think I just skipped the introduction of our university, And let me begin with the Faculty of Medicine, Public Health, and Nursing. So our faculty, actually, we do have the 32 departments and 3 undergraduate study program, including the undergraduate program in nursing and medicine, as well as in health nutrition. So our vision in the faculty is to become a leading, innovative, and internationally recognized faculty of medicine, public health, and nursing dedicated to national and humanity interests, imbued with cultural values based in Pancasila. And our mission also improving community health status through excellent education research, community development, and health service based on local wisdom, ethics, professionalism, and evidence-based science integrated in the academic health system. So in the departments of nursing, we are consist of the 4 departments: medical surgical nursing departments, basic and emergency nursing departments, and pediatric and maternity nursing departments. And last is mental health and community nursing departments. And our academic courses, we do have 2 program, undergraduate program in nursing, master program in nursing. And we started the nursing program for the undergraduate in 1998. And we are now working on the to complete our for the Chapter C program for the 3 years program. And we also actually have the accredited internationally by the ACEN by the United States. And our teaching philosophy actually the care, competence, altruism, respect, and empathy. And our program excellence actually disaster nursing and community and family healthcare. And for the master program, we do have the excellence for the cancer patient navigator and joint master degree program. So basically, sorry, the PowerPoint, the slides is not working. Yeah, that's I don't know why. So I will stop this share. Yeah. It should be working. No, yeah, I have a difficulty here. So sorry regarding this. So probably Dimas can share the our team slides if you have the slides for the introduction of the team, because it's not working. Yeah. So sorry for the trouble. Yeah, we do have actually the team is 3. Sorry. For the team in the chapter UGM, we do have 5 members. I myself, Syahirul Alim, and Dr. Widyawati, Dr. Haryani, and Dr. Aryani, and Dimas. Well, yeah, that's all the introduction from us. Yeah, sorry that we cannot share the screen. Thank you so much.
All right, no worries, Dr. Shahirul, and thank you for sharing about UTM. So next, we'll hear from the 2 key projects that form the foundation of today's collaboration. It is Discern-Dss and Chapter C. So to represent Discern-Dss, we have Dr. Panagotis Antonio. Dr. Panagotis is a senior research associate and laboratory reader in the Lab of Medical Physics and Digital Innovation in the School of Medicine, Aristotle University of Thessaloniki. He has extensive experience in technology-enhanced learning research projects for healthcare, and he is the implementation coordinator of Discern-Dss. Let's hand it over to Dr. Panagotis.
Thank you. Let me see if I can share my screen. I take it that you can see my screen, correct?
That's correct, yes.
So thank you so much for the very beautiful organization of the event. I'm going to be talking about Discern-Dss, digitally enhanced scenario-based learning for digital soft skills. So I'm going to take you on a little bit of journey. When we started this project, we began with collaboration with our partners in Indonesia. And starting out, we rediscovered, in fact, that Indonesia is one of the most dynamic parts of the world, the fourth largest population, the world's largest archipelago, sharing this property, but on a much smaller case with the Mediterranean aspect of my country, Greece, but also the largest economy in the ASEAN group and the only ASEAN country in G20. That, in fact, triggered immediately our sensors for the needs analysis. And we identified some key enablers with our partners in Indonesia, with literature identifying concentration of digital enablers in specific areas, such as Jakarta, Medan, and Bandung, but also identifying that the programs of, I'm going to say it in English because I understand that I'm going to butcher the language, the local language if I try, Ringing Village and Smart Village, has provided both internet and phone access to remote parts of the world. That for us was very important, along with other projects that have been implemented that were brought to our attention, because that allowed us an opportunity for exploring the widening of telemedicine and digital medicine access in the country. The infrastructure was already there. The technology was moving forward. It's a very dynamic country, as I mentioned again. And also the Digital Transformation Office that was brought to our attention was also an opportunity, a key enabler for bringing together what we called the force multipliers, the digital skills and the digital transformation that is at the epicenter of EU action. And the aspect that we were most interested in was the aspect that also the European Union is most interested in, not just the hard technology, but the people, the person at the epicenter of the technology. And that is focused on training and imparting human digital soft skills in the purview of identifying, of using digital technologies in a responsible, ethical, and impactful manner. And that is where Discern-Dss comes in. It's digital enhanced scenario-based learning for digital soft skills. The focus is, in fact, on what we define as digital soft skills, communication, empathy, other skills such as responsibility and ethics in the context of a digital medium, be that telemedicine, be that use of digital means in central healthcare. And that needed to be improved educationally. And we'll aim to do that through digital scenario-based learning, virtual patients, mostly virtual scenarios, using co-creative practice. We did not seek to bring forward specific scenarios, but to impart the knowledge, impart the capacity to increase and allow for the creation of relevant scenarios for teaching these topics. So the identity of the project, Discern-Dss is a lump sum project in the vicinity of 730,000 euros. It started on the 1st of January of 2025 with a project duration of 3 years. It's a multifaceted international collaboration. We have heard from all partners. I'll just briefly mention them here with their roles. Us at the University of Thessaloniki, we are the coordinating institution. Karolinska Institute, our core evaluation and quality assurance partner. UEMS, our accreditation specialist, and then the most important actors for the project, the partner country universities and institutions. You heard their presentation and their report on role. Universitas Sebelas Maret, Gajah Mada University, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, and the important contribution of the Ministry of Education and Culture. Now, the first strand is digital scenario-based learning implementation, and the second strand of the project is infrastructural shifts in partner country universities and the national landscape. The first strand is what is expected standard in a project such as that, creating a digital scenario-based learning library, embedding it into the curriculum, creating a curriculum that is modernizing and creating a curriculum that is relevant to digital soft skills, and using then scenario-based learning and digital technologies to further empower and create this virtuous cycle of digital and empowered education for digital soft skills. And then we have the infrastructural shifts in partner country universities with the establishment of active digital literacy offices in each university and the National Excellent Hub for transformative digital soft skills, as well as the publishing of localized recommendations for DSBL teaching in digital soft skills. It is exactly this strand of the infrastructural shifts that was the key, let's call it societal innovation, educational innovation, and the main sustainability factor for this project. And it was exactly this actual strand that made us especially happy when we identified in the Southeast Asian introductory event for the European Union, when we learned about Chapter C, we saw that as a sister project in scope. And through that, and through this second strand that I described, we aim to, in fact, proliferate, enable, promote, expand, network, wider the access for healthcare's overall digital transformation in Southeast Asia. And for that reason, I personally would like, as a representative of the house team, would like to welcome you to this multiplier event, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Panagotis, for sharing so insightfully about the project. Let's now hear from the Chapter C representative, Dr. Lee Yokong. Dr. Lee is the main coordinator and an associate professor at the Department of Primary Care Medicine, University Malaya. He leads several e-learning and e-health projects related to virtual patients, including Chapter C. Okay, the screen's already shared, so over to you, Dr. Lee.
Thank you, Hafsan, and thank you to my appreciation to everyone who's here today, and also to Discern Panagotis, actually, who initiated this multiplier event. I just take a few minutes to introduce what Chapter C is for our audience today. So when we say Chapter C, of course, Chapter is an acronym for, as you can see at the bottom, Culture and Health System Adaptation of Virtual Patients as Collaborative E-Learning eResources in Southeast Asia. Is a real mouthful. But what it is actually, it's also, in a sense, a continuation of a chapter that was started in Europe many years ago. What we had been working on during the pandemic was we were looking at virtual patients as a way to help enhance the way we were teaching bedside clinical reasoning. And when we looked online, we found that that in Europe, there had been a long history of virtual patients being developed, being used, being shared across multiple consortia, across multiple projects. From the earliest days of the 1990s, when initial software was developed, we are using this software, in fact, for this project, the Castus software that was first built in 1993. And the European consortia eventually worked on various different types of software. So they worked on Campus, Castus, Open Labyrinth, and WebSP. And WebSP, yeah. Eventually, what happened in Europe was they expanded it to this whole idea of using virtual educational scenarios. So expanding the use of virtual scenarios in education. And you can see here they've started to explore Southeast Asia with the inclusion of Lee Kong Chian School of Medicine in Singapore. This led to the European partners had built up a portfolio of expertise on how to implement virtual patient scenarios into curricula, and that brought us to this final project of iCovid, which was a collection of 200 virtual patients available in French, English, German, Polish, Portuguese, and Spanish. Completely free online, completely available as resources that anyone around the world could use. And so it was in this context that we wrote to them and develop a partnership to try and get training on how to introduce virtual patients into the Southeast Asian curricula. So from Malaysia, we have 3 partners. That's University Malaya, Taylor's, and UPM. The 3 of us had worked together previously to work on another e-learning project called the Accord project. This was in 2019 to 2022. And the Accord project had also involved Karolinska Institute from the EU. So we had a partner there. From Indonesia, Karolinska introduced us to Universitas Gadjah Mada, to Universitas Gadjah Mada, and then and that was our partnership at the AHCI, which was a conference in Bali. I met the coordinator from UIN Jakarta, Dr. Fika, and she agreed to join the project. As we were looking online, we found that from the iCovid project, Jagiellonian University, the main coordinator of the iCovid project, the one who had built and developed and led the project to develop 200 virtual patients, agreed to come on board for our project. And this was the consortium that was formed, and which is part of the Chapter C project today. So for the Chapter C project, from 2024 to 2027, what we aim to do is we want to take virtual patient cases that have been built in the iCovid virtual patient library, the 200 cases in the library, and we want to fit these cases into the Southeast Asian cultural and healthcare settings. When we were talking to European partners, it was very interesting. They told us that a person a Polish doctor using their cases could tell if a virtual patient case had been written by a German partner. And so we wanted to make sure that we wanted to adapt the virtual patients to fit our setting so that it wouldn't feel out of place for our students. We are doing this by enhancing the digital healthcare curricula across 3 programs: medicine, nursing, and pharmacy. 3 disciplines in 7 different programs for the next 3 years. And the capacity building comes from we're thankful for the training from our partners in Poland and Sweden, who have this, as I've shown you, a long history of working with virtual patients in education, and they're transferring this knowledge to us. And so you can see here a small screenshot of the Castus virtual patients, and these are going to be adapted with cultural and health system adaptations for our setting in Malaysia and Indonesia. At the end of 3 years, what we aim to achieve is across 5 institutions in Malaysia and Indonesia, we would have trained something like 30 academic staff in virtual patients. We would have implemented the virtual patients into the programs to reach about 1,600 students. And this would have transformed the way the medicine, nursing, and pharmacy programs are delivered here. It's the last one. I just wanted to include it because the European partners are very excited to see this happening. It's a way for them to not only continue the resources that are available, but also to see what happens when these resources are brought into a new environment. So it sustains and advances the kind of science that's available there. And so we've had 2 meetings, one kickoff in KL in January, and one biannual in Krakow in September 2025. And the project has built strong partnership between Europe and Asia. Across the 3 years, we are going to use the ADDIE framework, ADDIE, to adapt the patients for delivery. And so at the end of it, we would have trained and been able to adapt EU virtual patient software. We'll be able to integrate the virtual patients into collaborative learning, and this is going to impact 1,600 students in Southeast Asia. So with that, I thank you for this and hand it back to the MC.
Thank you, Dr. Lee and Dr. Panagotis, for the overview of these remarkable projects supporting digital transformation in healthcare education across Southeast Asia.
Let's now welcome our first speaker, Dr. Putri Sanas from University Putra Malaysia, presenting culture and content adaptation of virtual patients for Southeast Asian settings. Dr. Putri Sanas is a family medicine specialist and lecturer at University Putra Malaysia, who focuses on lifestyle medicine and digital behavior change to promote healthier communities. Dr. Putri, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Kunia. Can I just please confirm that my audio is clearly heard by everyone and everybody can view my slides?
Yeah, you can see the slide and your voice is clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So good evening again. I'm Dr. Putri Sanas Jan Kasim from Department of Family Medicine, University Putra Malaysia. So today I'm excited to share the findings from our Chapter C needs analysis study, which have been introduced by Professor Yu Kong. So this is a comprehensive investigation into how we adapt virtual patients for Southeast Asian healthcare education. So I hope that this findings, I'm sharing these findings, can be insightful for every one of us today. Hang on. I need to... Okay, so first of all, let me start by establishing what virtual patients are. So virtual patients are interactive computer simulations of real clinical scenarios. And students, they practice are able to practice clinical reasoning in a safe environment. So unlike traditional face-to-face teaching sessions, so it offers dynamic branching scenarios with real-time feedback, and there are no risks to actual patients. So the evidence is compelling. Research consistently shows that virtual patients are superior to traditional education for developing clinical reasoning skills. So, but here's the challenge in Southeast Asian countries. Somehow I had to tap to move to the next slide. Okay, most virtual patients were developed in the Western context. So our region has diverse cultural norms, and we also have varied healthcare systems and different levels of technological readiness. Therefore, apart from that, we have also unique resource constraints. And therefore, we have at the moment, there is a limited understanding of virtual patient adaptation in Southeast Asian countries. And the Western VPs, well, to some extent, doesn't reflect the clinical realities that the students and the patients face in our local setting. And the current VP also lack cultural context contextualization. So the purpose of the Chapter C study is to establish the baseline of digital education tools and therefore understand the needs of the educators and the stakeholders towards virtual patient implementation and enable the systematic virtual patient integration in Southeast Asia. So this is a study design. We adopt a mixed method sequential explanatory design, consists of 2 phases. Phase 1 was a quantitative online survey, asking the what and how much, documenting the current digital education tool practices. And this is followed by phase 2, which dove deeper with focus groups and interviews, asking the why and the how. So we explore the experiences of VPs, learning outcome expectations, and critical cultural adaptation. So these are the number of participants involving in both quantitative and qualitative phase respectively. And the universities involved, as mentioned by Prof. Yukong, our Malaysian partners universities, as well as Indonesian, as well as technical support from by the Global University and Karolinska Institute. So this the findings of our study. The interesting thing is that even though our study shows a high adoption of digital education tools, as we can see from the percentages here, but the striking finding is 67% have no virtual patient experience, in which only 33% have used virtual patients before. And as you can see here, it's quite a huge number of educators and students are quite familiar with utilizing digital education tools in clinical teaching and learning. And however, the key insight here, there's a strong digital foundation. However, virtual patients remain underutilized among Southeast Asian educators and students, which creates significant opportunity for the Chapter C project. So for the qualitative study, there are 4 interconnected teams in which the first one is the perceived value and application, showing the use in clinical reason development, use of ethics teaching, exposure to rare and emergency conditions, which students do not able to encounter in their daily practice, as well as concentration skills training. And the second tip is on the cultural and self-system adaptation, which I will, for the interest of time, I will elaborate later. And the third theme is the implementation barriers, which include technical infrastructure, integration up to the curriculum, time constraint, and institutional support, and also technical preferences, design preferences, including interactivity, feedback, user-friendly interface, and collaborative features. So our study revealed that cultural adaptation is the critical factor towards success of educational effectiveness utilizing VP. So it is multi-dimensional, including linguistic, health system adaptation, visual effects, also cultural belief. And both Malaysian and Indonesian contexts are shown here. So we need our VPs to reflect multiple languages, including dialects. For example, Malay, Chinese, Tamil, so as we are multicultural, and as well as Indonesian dialects. And also there is a cultural scenario such as that is particularly relevant to us, including religion treatment preferences, traditional healer practice, as well as Indonesian preference for family-centered decision-making. So, and these are the example of the cultural, of the illustrative quotes provided by our participants. With regards to life-saving treatment, religious background, and cultural background, which leads to patient refusing treatment. So by practicing using virtual patient, our student would be well equipped to balance this decision when it comes to life decision making. So, and then also in our Indonesian partner, it has been identified that family is heavily involved in decision making. So this can be incorporated into virtual patient for best practice in education. And also language support as identified by our Indonesian partner as well. So the key insight here is cultural adaptation is the foundation of educational effectiveness in Southeast Asia. So how do we adapt from the Western to the C context, in the C context? So as you can see here, the Western developed heavily weighted language, including English and other European languages, using Caucasian patient and using cultural norms and healthcare system in the Western context. And we could adapt it to suit Southeast Asian context, such as using multilingual, diverse Asian ethnic features such as skin tones, using local cultural belief and family involvement, and reflect family-centered decision-making as well. So here are the more detailed aspects of each of the 4 aspects that each of the 4 domains that I mentioned just now. Sorry, for the interest of time, I need to be fast. So, and this another aspect that I'm going to share today on the implementation barriers faced by the Southeast Asian institution, particularly in which a time constraint in developing and implementing the virtual patient. But we plan to mitigate this by having a workload recognition and having protected time. And the other barriers would be technical infrastructure. And in mitigating this, we can have a more user-friendly authoring tools and partnership with European experts like we are doing right now. And curriculum integration is another barrier. And then therefore we plan to have a blended approach and strategic placement and make it mandatory to place the virtual patient learning, teaching and learning in the curriculum. And infrastructure, of course, we hope to have a leadership engagement and faculty development program to ensure that equity among VP implementation across institutions. So these are the design preferences mentioned by our Southeast Asia educators, not so much different from our Western counterparts in terms of interactivity, feedback in the virtual patient platform, being it user-friendly with intuitive navigation and collaborative work, such as group-based interactions, peer discussion, and shared problem solving. So I will hope that the contribution of our Chapter C will provide into evidence-based framework and give the stakeholders some driven insights into developing useful VPs, as well as we anticipate that it will enhance the educational quality, equity with better health outcomes, and hope we can expand it further to other Southeast Asian countries such as Thailand and Vietnam with advanced technologies such as AI and, of course, further research. So as a conclusion, strong foundation exists towards digital adoption, and cultural adaptation is critical and is not optional towards success of educational effectiveness utilizing BP. And this Chapter C project will provide a clear path forward towards that implementation. So yeah, as a conclusion, we hope that this will engage a Chapter C project for VP adaptation support and will provide faculty training workshops in the future. And hopefully in the future, we'll produce more culturally relevant and adapted digital education towards better health outcome. With that, I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Putri, for sharing your insightful findings on localizing virtual patient content for regional medical education contexts. Now let's hear from Dr. Niki Pandria from Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, presenting the Digital Soft Skills Conceptual Framework. Dr. Niki Pandria is a researcher at Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, specializing in digital health education and the development of soft skills for healthcare professionals. Please welcome Dr. Niki Pandria. The screen is yours.
Thank you for this introduction. Just a moment to share my screen. Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. We're going to talk about digital soft skills conceptual framework. I'm Dr. Niki Pandria from Lab of Medical Physics and Digital Innovation in Greece. Okay. We will start by defining soft skills and digital soft skills, and we will proceed with EU frameworks on digital soft skills, and we will focus on frameworks in healthcare, and we conclude with Discern-Dss definitions and framework.
Dr.
There is a
Pandria,
vast majority. Sorry?
Sorry to interrupt. Can you once again share the screen? I don't think we see it perfect well.
Okay, yeah. Is it okay now?
No, it's not
We're
full screen.
seeing the PowerPoint, not the presentation.
Just a moment. What about now? The problem is the same?
No, it's a black screen.
Black screen. Sorry for this. Is this okay?
You can see your presentation. Can you try to move to the second slide to check if we
Yes.
can see that?
Yes, I'm in the second slide and now in the third slide.
No, we see it in the first slide.
Nikki, you can share the presentation.
It's already
And-
shared with Panayotis. Panayoti, can you share the slides?
Let me check, please.
Agak sama tadi harusnya.
Την προβολή κάτω δεξιά, να πατήσετε το διαράκι, τότε θα φαίνεται ολόκληρη η παρουσίαση.
Το προσπαθήσω να είναι έτσι. What about now? The problem is fixed or not?
Yes, we can see your full screen. Can you go to the second? Yes, now it's good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we will start with the definition of soft skills and digital soft skills. There is a vast majority of terminologies that vary depending on the context, the target group profession, and among countries. A recent review showed the soft skills can include 20 components that can be classified into two categories of personal and social skills, as you can see in the right side of the slide. And more recently, another study was focused on 10 soft skills, including the term digital, referring to digitalization and the use of technologies for developing competencies. Moving to the EU frameworks on digital soft skills, we will start discussing the digital soft skill framework for educators and students that has been developed as a part of Digital Soft Skills Ulysses project. In this framework, 4 key aspects were identified as core digital soft skills that are developing me, creating the future, engaging with others, and acting now. Each of the key aspects was further described by 3 soft skills that reflect the depth of skill acquisition. And moreover, 3 broader competencies were identified for both educators and students. Another framework is the Digital Competence Framework for Citizens that describes the competencies as a combination of knowledge, skills, and attitudes. One of them is digital competence that was conceptualized as a collection of 5 competence areas that are information and data literacy, communication and collaboration, digital content creation, safety, and problem solving. Each of these areas is further analyzed in more specific competencies, and its competence was further analyzed in terms of proficiency level, examples of knowledge, skills, and attitudes, as well as use cases. Even though DigiComp is endorsed for multiple purposes, the role of soft skills in digital competence development is not distinctly discussed. However, different competencies of DigiComp could be seen as soft skills. The European Framework for Digital Competence Educators, DigiComp2 framework, outlines a research-based approach in order to capture education-specific digital competencies. It outlines 22 core competencies that are organized in 6 key areas that are professional engagement, digital resources, teaching and learning, assessment, empowering learners, facilitating learners' digital competence. As you can see, 5 out of 6 areas can be identified as particularly relevant to the development of soft skills, as they include competencies such as digital communication, collaboration, empathy, among others. The LifeComp conceptual framework was developed to establish a shared understanding surrounding the personal, social, and learning to learn areas. These 3 interrelated areas include the following 3 core competencies that are for personal area, self-regulation, flexibility, and well-being, for social area, empathy, communication, and collaboration, and for learning to learn area, growth mindset, critical thinking, and managing learning. Each competence is further articulated through 3 descriptors that are intended to function as complementary and equally essential dimensions, collectively contributing to the development of each of competence. The LifeComp conceptual framework is particularly relevant to the concept of digital soft skill, as it includes soft skills such as empathy, communication, collaboration, among others, that are fundamental for working or learning in connected virtual or hybrid environments. The EntreComp framework was developed to conceptualize entrepreneurship as a lifelong competence and also to identify the key components that constitute entrepreneurial behavior. It includes 3 competence areas that are interaction, ideas and opportunities, and resources, and each competence area splits further into 5 specific competencies. Each specific competence is further supported by a set of underlying threats in order to offer a deeper insight into practical implementation and interpretation of its competence. Even though EntreComp is focused on entrepreneurship and it's not a digital framework per se, its competence areas strongly support the acquisition and the application of digital soft skills. And last but not least, the Digital Transformation Skills Framework is developed to identify and define crucial skill sets for digital transformation that are relevant across professions and also to consolidate these skills into a framework. It includes 6 overarching skill sets and 44 underlying skills that combine both digital technology-oriented and transformation-oriented skills. It also serves as a valuable starting point for the development of sector-wide reskilling and upskilling initiatives. Moving to the healthcare era, the fields of anesthesia, surgery, and critical care remain on the forefront of soft skills training in medicine. The ANTS, Anesthetic Non-Technical Skills, is a prototype behavioral marker system that includes 4 skills categories, and each skill category is further divided into 15 elements that are supported by examples behavior. This system was further adapted to nursing area in order to facilitate the assessment of nurse anesthetic soft skills within the operating room. Another framework in healthcare is NOTS, non-technical skills for surgeons. The recognition of both inadequate soft skills training among surgeons and the association between these deficiencies with negative surgical outcomes led to the development of this framework. It includes 5 categories of relevant soft skills and a total of 14 elements that map to these skills categories. There are also markers that are indicative of effective and ineffective performance that are developed by a panel of surgeons, forming a basis of a prototype behavior rating system. The Oxford non-technical skill was developed in order to assess the operating room teamwork quality, as the quality of teamwork and communication is associated with the frequency of other adverse events within the operating room. There is also an extra layer of definition of positive and negative modifiers in order to address the diversity of subspecialties within the room. It offers the possibility to assess both individuals and teams. Moving to the nursing area, there is a pilot study that was conducted in order to assess a soft skill framework that includes 7 categories that are communication, decision-making, teamwork, situational awareness, task management, student initiative, and responsiveness to patients. Another integrative review highlighted that soft skills such as critical thinking, teamwork, communication, helping role, and professionalism are essential to success and regarded as equally important as hard skills, clinical skills. As we have already commented, there is a vast majority of terminologies. So we have formed a unified, let's say, definition of digital soft skills in healthcare. Therefore, digital soft skills in healthcare refer to a set of human qualities, cognitive skills, and social competencies rooted in tangible personality traits and exhibited by individuals or teams that are closely interwoven with and equally valued as clinical, technical skills, while being essential for personal development, effective social interaction, and improved professional performance in digital environments. Drawing upon the structures outlined in the Digital Transformation Skills Framework and synthesizing all the insights that are relevant to soft skills presented, we have formed the Discern-Dss framework that, as we can see in the right side of this slide. I know that it's not a very clear view, but I will provide it in a more structural form in the following slides. So this framework actually includes six overarching skills, along with underlying skills, and as well as definitions and explanation to provide a further understanding. Moreover, the association between digital soft skills concept is also provided. As we can see here, the key dimensions of digital soft skills in healthcare acknowledge are communication skills, adaptation skills, collaboration skills, digital working skills, evidence-based working skills, and entrepreneurial skills that are the follows in the next slide. The structure of our framework above of these key categories includes underlying skills along with explanations and examples in order to provide a better understanding. The same structure is also presented here in the entrepreneurial skills. So the main objective of this Discern-Dss project is actually to adopt and embed this Discern-Dss definition framework in the partner countries' curricula in order to strengthen the transformation of Indonesian universities. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pandria, for your fascinating insights into digital health, neuroscience, and development of soft skills for healthcare learners.
Now we'll hear from Dr. Amanda Boy-Timorandita from the University of 11 Maret, who will present on the topic of curricular needs for digital soft skills in Indonesia. Dr. Boy-Timorandita is a lecturer at the Faculty of Medicine, University 11 Maret. With a professional background in medical education, he combines clinical expertise with academic innovation. His work focuses on curriculum development, interprofessional collaboration, and rehabilitation. Over to you, Dr. Boy-Timor.
Okay, thank you for the kind of introduction, Dr. Hafsah. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everybody. Let me introduce myself. My name is Amanda Boy-Timorandita on behalf of University 11 Maret. I will talking about the curriculum needs for digital soft skill in Indonesia in order to how the digital soft skill can be implemented in our curriculum in the medical and health professional education. So we have some outline that I will discuss today. First is the curriculum gap to enhance digital soft skill and how the growing importance of the digital skill in the modern world. And very thank you that Dr. Nikki presenting before me, because the definition of digital soft skill is already defined by her. And also I will discuss about how to integrating the digital soft skill in the learning processes and what are the Discern-Dss project already done so far about the learning objective in the digital soft skill area. So we're talking about the curriculum gaps that happen in Indonesia. There are two kind of the curriculum that are shifting from the traditional education into the future of the medical education, especially in the digital education era. There are two domains: information acquisition and community development. Even though in Indonesia, the digital literacy is improving, but we aware that the soft skill in the development of digital context like communication, collaboration, and also ethic and also empathy through the digital context, it's very, very limited. Now, this is the create the gaps that what the graduate can do technically and how actively they can perform in the digital and in the disruption area of the technology. So, growing up about the digital soft skill and the keywords of the technology thing in the education, according to Hassini et al. Study in the 2025, digital technologies are now essential tools in almost every professional field. In healthcare, such as telemedicine, digital communication, and online teamwork have become everyday practices because during the pandemic, we learned a lot about the technology and implementing in our daily practice right now. So this is important to embed the medical and health professional student to perform how they can adapt herself or himself in the digital context area. So this is the gaps, from the limited integration into the bridging the gap between the clinical competencies and digital soft skill competencies. Before we focus only the technical literacy, but now we how to incorporate digital scenario like telemedicine, online teamwork, and patient portal. Before the curriculum in the traditional curriculum, we have a lot of lack of standardization framework. But now we can develop faculty training and also to mentoring the digital professionalism. In the traditional curriculum, we also see that insufficient faculty readiness to enroll as a role model in the digital area. So we need to embed assessment of framework and also the professionalism in the digital context. And also about the assessment is also important in the digital context area. According to Dr. Nikki presentation, we have two terms of the digital and soft skill. Digital is ability to use digital technologies, tools, platform to assess, evaluate, create, and communication information actively in the digital environment. But soft skill itself, soft skill is personal, interpersonal, and interprofessional attribute that enable individual to communicate, to collaborate, to adapt, and to solve the problem effectively in various social and professional setting. So this is kind of the two terms that we need to medical student and health professional student embedded in his competency to perform in the future that many things that can be disrupted in the healthcare setting. So why we need to digital soft skill in the medical education? There's a lot of reason that we need to consider about the digital soft skill. First is telemedicine and digital communication is right now is our daily practices. Second is effective online collaboration is also essential to building the interprofessional teamwork. And the third is how to create the digital empathy and professionalism to build the patient trust through the virtual interaction. And the fourth is adaptability to the new technology to ensure continuous learning and clinical effectiveness, but also need to consider about the ethical and responsibility digital behavior. Finally, this gap can be bridging between the medical expertise and digital communication to enhance overall healthcare quality. This is the step to integrating how to the digital soft skill into the curriculum, but I perhaps that everyone in here can have any experience to integrating what kind of the new in the globally into the curriculum context. By using the dimension of digital soft skill and competency keywords, we can align to a learning objective that curricular already have, or defining a new learning objective that based on the need assessment in the process of the curriculum from a stakeholder, from the faculty member, until student, and also in the market. And also after that, we can define the learning topics to be delivered according to the learning objective and define the proper learning method, assessment process, and evaluation and monitoring. Dr. Nikki also already presenting about the framework of the digital soft skill that we can use the European Union framework. We have 5 domains and 21 competencies. And so the Discern-Dss project use this framework to making the learning objective that integrating into the learning curriculum that I will talking later. So what is the Discern-Dss project have done so far to defining the learning objectives? First, we mapping the keyword digital soft skill by digital transformation skill net framework. And then we identified in our partners, university, UGM, UMY, and UNS, but the current learning objective can embedded or can be adapted or can be revised through the digital and soft skill context. And then we define the definitive learning objective based on the expert review and undergo the Delphi study involving the lecturer, student, and stakeholder to make the consensus about the learning objective and the initial topic for each learning objective. And we already done about the train the trainer to develop the learning activity to create to make the faculty member to perform and to demonstrate how to be the good facilitator in the digital soft skill learning. So this is the Discern-Dss learning objective that we already done, and maybe in the future we can make this learning objective into our curriculum. There are 23 learning objectives. This is the 7 of the learning objective. Mostly is more communication, more about the ethical issue, more about the critical incidents, and also more about the interprofessional teamwork building. So I think that's all for my presentation, how to creating the digital soft skill into the curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Boy Timur, for such an interesting presentation on the need of digital soft skill in Indonesia. It was really quite eye-opening to why this technology is required. So moving on to our final speaker session, mind you, we still have a panel session after this. We are honored to have Professor Dr. Ardi Findiartini, who will share on the topic of best practices to adapt open educational resources in Southeast Asian settings. Professor Dr. Ardi Findiartini is the Director of Transformative Learning Strategies and Systems, Directorate General of Science and Technology, and she comes from the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology, Indonesia. Please welcome Professor Ardi. The screen is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please allow me a few seconds to adjust my background because I was in another meeting just now.
All right, no worries.
Everyone, so this is a natural background from my office. I hope you don't mind. Thank you very much for having me in this very important discussion. I was given a very important topic, and even though that I will not, please allow me to adjust the topic according to the current role, and I believe that this is still very much related to what you have discussed. So let me share my screen. Okay, so I would like to use this transformative learning as the critical lens to strengthen the technology enhanced learning in health professions educations. I understand that this project focus on the use of virtual patients, and that's the side of the technology, one aspect of the technology that I think is included in the use of technology to enhance learning. So if we go to the transformative learning theory, we can go to the cycle in the middle that is first introduced by Meziro. And it actually includes the process of self-evaluation, recognitions of self-dissatisfaction, explorations of solution, and development of action plans, and so on and so forth, until we can integrate what we our new understanding. And in those learning process, the self-reflection, dialogue, and active participations of the teachers and students are needed. And with the use of the technology in our system now, in our higher education and health professions education, the key towards this transformative learning process should have place even wider opportunities to use this, because even though we use technology, we would like to use technology appropriately, really to enhance the learning. So if you go back to the theories of learning, this is one of my favorite books. If you haven't read it, I recommend you to read this. It's around the cognitive psychology of learning. And if we say about successful learning, the use of technology should be able to support and or strengthen the learning process. It means it requires or it allows retrieval practice. It allows interleaving so that people can start to learn in chunks, coming from the simple to more complicated ones, allow for varied practice, allow for generation of knowledge, generation of new understanding, generation of capability of critical thinking and clinical reasoning. And all of the technology that we use should also allow us to set the desirable difficulties according to the expected learning outcomes. So if we can have that kind of technology to support the successful learning, then that will be good. Because when we say about the use of technology, we need to be able to be mindful of the level of our learners. Are there novice learners, expert learners? Because we need to support also and having them learn how to manage the cognitive load, how to create associations between this and that. If they see virtual patients with certain cases, is it too simple or too complex for them, and whether they can associate that with their previous knowledge, so that facilitate the deliberate practice. Whereas for the expert learners, the advantages and disadvantages of pattern recognition, including in virtual patients, compared to their transition towards exposure to the real patients, will need to be considered as well. So in using the technology, including the virtual patients, we need to see that as the tools, as the instruments, and add something to the learning processes. It means that we would like to use virtual patients and other technologies, the online learning and other aspects of technology nowadays, to engage students in the community of learners, makes learning more egalitarian, so that to those who need more repetitions or remediations in their learning process, they can do that by themselves. Increase students' participation in knowledge creation, helps build collaboration skills, develop deeper learning, and offer dynamic scaffolding. All in all, we would like to see also the use of the technology to support the students' self-regulated learning skills. And to optimize the use of the technology, I think this is key questions that we can ask ourselves, whether we have considered this. Who are our learners, and what learning processes work best for them? What are the learning and performance contexts are we working with? What content that will be involved? How should it be structured and sequenced? And what instructional and non-instructional strategies that we use? And what media and delivery system that we'll use? So it's not only about, okay, we use virtual patients, we use virtual tutor, we use this standardized patients in other settings, or we use this telemedicine as part of the learning process, or we use the simulations, everything, without thinking about how then we can design and incorporate the use of technology in those learning design. So it's the key. So let me just give you some of the examples of our study coming from our settings. Social media. We probably rarely see social media as the source for learning. So that's why we did our study. How is social media used for learning? And the questionnaire that we used showed the attitudes towards the use of social media for learning and knowledge development, for information sharing and interaction, and for knowledge and development and research. So this study, interestingly, highlight even though it's not too high correlations between the students' use of social media for learning with their self-regulated learning skills. And to explore further from the same study, we explore further the results, and we can see that the social media being used as part of the technology and all of the SNS system being used now, there are YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, and TikTok that have been largely used by our students. And they say that the social media assisted student learning through 3 processes at least: increases communication, collaboration, and resource sharing, which enables flexibly and timely access to a broad range of information. And we can include also if students from one medical school in Indonesia connect with the students in medical schools in Malaysia, connects with the students in Sweden, and so on and so forth, and discussing about the use of virtual patients as well. So when we talk about the use of technology, we need to think also about the use of different platforms and how it will strengthen the learning experience of our students. Because using the social media itself will also enhance their learning motivation and facilitating engagement with the role models and motivating content, including coming from their teachers, their role models, also their colleagues from other countries or other medical schools, and it also supports personal and learning skills development. So this is the courtesy from the Indonesian Medical Education Research and Institute, IMERI, from Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Indonesia. Another set of our preparation to use the massive open online course. Of course, the virtual patients can always be included here. And we develop these guidelines to help our colleagues in really developing the MOOC or Massive Open Online Course for Health Professions Education in a more robust way. Studies from for the use of virtual patients shows that it enhances clinical reasoning, improve exam techniques and history-taking skills, and it helps identify gaps in pain recognition and treatment practices, and all of those potentials to really use the virtual patients appropriately for the students, not only for medical students, but also for health professions education students to increase or to support the development of their clinical reasoning skills. And I think to remind all of us, it's not only about just incorporating or sporadically use the virtual patients in our curricula. I think the previous colleagues has already shared about this, the importance of really reflecting on what kind of the learning outcomes, digital soft skills, and how we identify our curriculum gap, because it's very important. This is one of our studies doing the needs analysis of virtual reality implementation in our curriculum. So we need to explore the needs first, create the blueprint, and of course having collaborations like what you're having now. It's very good. Training provision, scientific evidence, and so on and so forth, and make sure that we are ready as institutions to apply that. Because if we have good ideas, of course we need to just do it. But at the end of the day, we need to provide also evidence so that all of those ideas can be incorporated in the curriculum, and hence it can be sustainable. So this more into also having more empathy to our students and teachers. We need to realize that using virtual patients might be loved by our students now, given their characteristics, but we also need to be able to be more empathetic to the teachers or to our trainers, whether we provide them with adequate training or not. Because at the end of the day, strengthening the technology-enhanced learning, including in using virtual patients in our health professions education, also means ensuring diversity, inclusion, and equity. And first, we need to consider our students and our teachers. So the take-home points for this is, please, we need to consider our teachers' characteristics, students, and also the expected learning outcomes, and identify their backgrounds and whether they have equal access to virtual patients, and design our curriculum well and assure still our medical student or health professions education students self-regulated learning ability and their well-being. With that, I would like to thank you all.
Thank you very much, Professor Ardi, for taking time from your very busy schedule to come here and illustrate such innovative strategies that strengthen the accessibility of open educational resources in Southeast Asia. All right, then now we will move to our panel discussion, exploring the collective vision of digital healthcare education across Southeast Asia. This session will be facilitated by Dr. Leo Kong, the main coordinator of Chapter C, and Dr. Rodina Thiocharaki, the EU project manager of Discern-Dss. Dr. Rodina Thirucharaki is a biomedical engineer with a PhD and currently serves as a research associate and EU projects manager at the Laboratory of Medical Physics and Digital Innovation, School of Medicine, Aristotle University of Thessaloniki. We encourage all participants, if you have any questions, to post your questions or reflections in the chat box during this discussion. And now, without further ado, we'd like to hand over the session to our facilitators, Dr. Lee and Dr. Rodina Thirucharaki. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Hafsa. Good morning and afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our panel discussion on how does this form a cohesive view perspective of digital education in Southeast Asia healthcare. I'm really excited to have you all here, and we got a fantastic line of panelists who are going to share their insights with us today. So let me introduce them briefly. First, we have Professor Dr. Lee Ping-Yen, who is Professor of Family Medicine and Consultant Family Physician, Adjunct Professor at the eHealth Unit, University of Malaya. She specializes in e-learning, e-health, and virtual patients development. She has led multiple international collaborations on reusable learning objects and digital health innovation, and has published extensively in chronic disease management and patient-centered care. Our next panelist is a participant of the Discern-Dss project from UGM, is Luftan Lazoardi, who is the head of the Department of Health Policy and Management at the Faculty of Medicine, Public Health and Nursing. His expertise includes digital health transformation, health information systems, and policy innovation. He has led national and international digital health projects and is committed to strengthening digital competences in health education. Then we have the third panelist, Dr. Sri Sundari from University Gadjah Mada, again partner of Discern-Dss project, who is medical doctor and academic with advanced degrees from Universitas Gadjah Mada. She is a certified primary care physician and professional lecturer. She brings extensive clinical and academic expertise to health education and primary care development. And our last panelist is from Chapter C project, Fika Ekayanti, who has also joined us today, and she's a senior lecturer at the Department of Community Medicine and Medical Education, Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University, Jakarta, and Vice Dean of Academic Affairs. She has led curriculum reforms, accreditation processes, and technology integration in medical education, and is actively involved in national medical associations. So let's dive right in. Dr. Lajoardi, I'd love to start with you, having my first question addressed. Are there any regional collaborations or cross-border initiatives currently shaping digital health education in Southeast Asia?
Yeah, to my knowledge, there are actually some initiative, although probably not specifically only related to the educations, but I think this will be also relevant to the education as well. Just for example, there is an initiative network called IHIN, Asia eHealth Information Network, which is actually the collaborations related to the introductions of the digital health and to advocate the the ministry and the country level, but then they have also collaborations with academia to do the capacity building and engaging also them with the policy to strengthening the human capital related to the digital technology. And I think this is one of the examples. But yeah, there is also other which probably more on the education's institutions like we have at the Asians have the what's so called the Asian University Network. This is the network among the university in Southeast Asia that actually also play a pivotal role as a regional enabler for the digital health educations. And it connects between university across the Southeast Asia to develop co-curricular to harmonize the quality standard as well as also to promote digital learning within the Asian's Digital Master Plan 25, as well as also align with the WHO Global Strategy on Digital Health. Yeah, I think there are another example also that in UNESCO Regional Office for Asia as well as Asia Pacific has been working also with university across the regions to strengthen the AI readiness and digital transformations in higher educations. And I think have also actually work on the capacity building as well as also curriculum integrations. And it actually not goes beyond that, but also think about how then the ethical issue have to be considered also within the context of the digital transformations and the implementations of the AI in the healthcare. Yeah, I think there are that I already mentioned. Probably there are any other initiative as well, but I think the one that I already mentioned is the one that currently running, and also many universities engage on this initiative. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for such an extensive and detailed answer. We have in the chat a link to IHIN network from Professor Lee Yu Kong. Thank you very much. May I ask other panelists if you would like to add any thoughts on all the three networks that Professor Lazoardi provided? Would anyone like to jump in? Dr. Fika Kayanti?
Okay. Actually, I think for the regional collaboration or cross-border initiatives, I think numerous collaboration that exists specifically in universities, like us here in Discern and also Chapter C, and actually the collaboration the initiatives mostly due to the needs of the transfer knowledge and technology, and also the needs of the collaboration to enhance the capacity of the faculty members. So I think actually I think it's usually we do it not only by like bilateral or maybe more than two universities, and also the like here in Discern also you have also the professional organization also include. So I think the collaboration is exists, and it's to enhance and to better the quality of healthcare education transformation. I think that's my opinion.
Thank you very much. It's really great to hear about all of these initiatives and being so up to date, working on AI integration and ethics, very important issues, important aspects to be addressed nowadays. Now thank you very much, and I'd like to give a floor to my co-moderator, Professor Lee Kong, for the next questions. Professor Lee Kong, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anastasia. I'd like to ask the next question. So we've heard about these networks regionally, and perhaps I can direct this question to Prof. Lee Peng Yan, because I know you've been involved in collaborations internationally outside of the region between EU and Southeast Asian partnerships, especially within Erasmus projects. And across these years, how do you see the impact of these collaborations? Are they scalable within the region? Do they bring change? What are some changes you've seen or not, if any?
Yeah, definitely it is scalable. So I'm just sharing the experience of the previous project that we did together with the EU under the previous Erasmus Plus grant. This project, we actually had training from the Nottingham and also the KI and another universities in Stavanger. And then we were trained to develop reusable learning objects for e-learning, which is all like very short learning objects for students to use. They can use on their phone, on their tablet and all that. And with that, we have finished the project almost like 3 years, but it is really scalable. We actually using whatever we learned and developing even more e-learning objects with whatever we have learned, and we actually have improved the process to suit our working culture, and also we expand it, and then we actually taught other people from other country. Like we have collaborate with my colleague from Saudi. We train a group of educator from Saudi and also from Japan. So that is one example that I think it is definitely scalable from the experience we had. Yeah.
Thanks. I think I'd just like to ask if any other panelists have input on this also. So Prof. Ping has mentioned that taking what they've learned and expanding it to other collaborators. Anyone has any idea about how you can continue the projects after the project lifetime is ended?
Yeah, probably I can add more in our experience that we actually have collaborations with the European institutions to develop the curriculum for the digital twins for the health system resilience. And it was actually the first time that we learn also about what is the digital twin is. And this is actually the things that basically are very important also for health professional then to be able to use such kind of technology to be able to support their work also. And this has been actually have a positive impact also that now from the curriculum, now they actually become real examples on the field. And this is, I think, the one that show the example how then the introduction and the collaborations among different universities from different countries actually can help each other also to, basically introduce a new thing which is have benefit effect also to the community.
Thanks for sharing that, Dr. Laswadi. When you say digital twins, is it like twins? Like
Yes, yes.
okay, all right, interesting. I'll check that out. Thanks for Aaron for contributing. I'd like to hand the floor, the screen back to my co-moderator.
Thank you very much. My next question would be going to Dr. Sri Sundari. We've been introduced today to a lot of institutions and universities. We could see that all the universities are very different with different backgrounds and different years, different years when for how long they are functioning, and in different locations. So my question would be as follows: how can Southeast Asia universities collectively address disparities in digital infrastructure and access? Dr. Sundari?
Yes, okay, thank you. Okay. I will try to answer about to address disparities in digital infrastructure and access in many university. Yes, okay. Or maybe we can develop a combine the regional, national, or institutional approach work best. The practically like the regional shared resources or procurement. This is the ProLit licensing, share cloud platform, or regional host open education resources, repositories, and cost bank to reduce per institutional cost. And secondly, maybe we telehealth. Yes, we create regulatory sandbox like public-private partnership or cloud provider, and maybe we can use the tired technology strategies too. We can use a mobile, we can use a combine, yeah, or maybe share equipment bank or campus hub, and the last we can advocacy for national infrastructure investment. Maybe we can support our resources to continue the project that will to be the national project. I think it's okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. I think very, very good ideas that you have expressed, and also having this this event today that we are combining the two projects and meeting together. We can already highlight a lot of different issues and how to tackle them and how to address them. So any other insights on this question from other panelists, please?
Maybe I will try. Okay. Because I think the disparities is not only for in the universities, not only from the university level, but also from the students level. So from the university, maybe the reliable internet and also the equipment maybe for the facilities, and also the students level, like the ownership of the device and also the data cost, like because of the Wi-Fi, they have to pay. Yeah, that's I think the disparities as the core issues. But actually, we can what is it solve the problems usually. Like the university can provide like bulk license of agreement with the providers, like learning management system, or maybe the simulation software, or maybe the like the providers of for the e-learning like that, and like in chapter C, yeah, we can use the Wi-Fi only by using the same software that from the Europe, the transfer knowledge technology, and we can use that and we can adapt that technology with the condition in Southeast Asia. So I think that's also the solution for us. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ekayanti. I think it's a very nice angle that you have taken, that we are not only teachers and educators that are facing maybe many times the infrastructure or access to the teaching software or hardware to teach students, but also the students who have this infrastructural difficulties to access the knowledge, access the Wi-Fi and internet, especially in the areas that do have this issues sometimes. Any other comments? Maybe Professor Dr. Lazuardi?
Yeah. Well, I think there are options in terms of the technology. Just for example, when we did the yeah distance learning, especially for those who actually living in the remote area, it was in Maluku and Bali. Bali is actually remote, but in terms of the technology, there are actually several options. Just for example, like we use the asynchronous methods to basically deliver the content first using, it was in 97, which was the first time internet come to Indonesia, but at that time it's not as reliable as nowadays. But what we did is using like the interactive to actually deliver the contents of the education. So we send the interactivity to them, and then yeah, every week we have synchronizations to basically give a and also to discuss their learning outcome. Yeah, this is another options that I think can be actually adjusted according to the situation. I think there are many other options that can be also used to support the learning process depending on the reasons.
Thank you very much. I think it's a very nice solution as well. As time is running, I will give floor to my co-moderator, Professor Yukon, for the next question.
Thank you. And our last question, I suppose, for the panel, I just want to direct it first to Dr. Fika before I open it to the floor. We know that there's a tension where clinical teaching is very often supposed to be hands-on. And here we are trying to introduce a whole raft of digital education tools and skills and frameworks that kind of sit in the digital world. So how do we ensure, or how would you think we can ensure that digital education doesn't compromise the hands-on clinical training that we are delivering in our Southeast Asian healthcare institutions?
Yeah, actually, for the digital healthcare in Southeast Asia, I think yeah, we can use because of maybe we still lack of the network for the Wi-Fi and in several areas. Yeah, maybe we can use the what is it, the like easy and not what is it, not big oh megabyte for the learning in transferring it into Wi-Fi, and then we can also modify the learning into mobile phones that the students can engage more, because like now phone is like our primary needs, right? And I think like for in Southeast Asia, we also like the last one, Prof. Adi said that we in our South Asia, the social media is also lovable for in using it for learning. So I think yeah, I think it's good also to modify the learning, not only by using the classical methods of learning in online learning, but also with the social media like WhatsApp, Telegram, and other tools that we can use to deliver to the students. I think that's my comment. Thank you, IK.
Can I
Yeah, so
add, you go?
yes, go ahead, Prof. Nia.
I think your question is whether it compromise hands-on clinical teaching and training, right?
That's
Yeah.
one that you were trying to say.
Yeah. I don't think it will compromise the clinical training, because we can always use this digital education like virtual patient and all that as a supplement or a blended learning method of a model of teaching the students for clinical training, because as we know, we want the student to have clinical exposure from the beginning of their training, so that they can relate their knowledge of basic sciences to apply to a real patient. But a lot of times, because the training have limitation to expose them to the real patient from the very beginning of their training, because of limited space and all that. So with the use of digital tool like virtual patient, it will actually enhance their clinical training by letting them to be in the in a safe environment to learn all the clinical skill or history taking and all that before they see the real patients eventually when they go to clinical year. That's my thinking. Yeah.
Practice, like a practice before they go to the real thing.
Yeah, practice until they are confident, and when they see the real patient, they probably would be more competent in their skills. Yes.
Any other responses on this?
Yeah, I agree with Professor Ping mentioned. So I think it's not meant to replace hands-on training, but rather than to build the confidence on the risk-free environment. Probably like take an example like the pilot educations before they go with the real plane, they use the simulation first, and this is I think the thing that we can actually adopt also.
It's great, and these resources are available online for free in many instances. Yeah, you just have the right partners. Dr. Anastasia, do we want to should we close the panel?
I think based on the timing, yes, we can close the panel session. Thank you very much. Once again, Professor Yukong also have provided the links in the chat, so please feel free to open and follow the links on the initiatives and projects mentioned during this panel session. And I'll give the floor to the Hafsa, to the moderator of the conference. Thank you very much, all the panelists, for your exciting and very interesting insight on all of the questions and the discussion provided.
Yes, thank you to the panelists.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for all panelists and for the facilitators. That concludes our panel discussion and today's multiplier event. On behalf of Chapter C and Discern-Dss, we'd like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers, facilitators, panelists, and participants for making today's session meaningful and engaging.
Yeah, we hope today's discussion will, continue to inspire collaboration in digital healthcare education across Southeast Asia.
Before we officially close, we'd like to invite everyone to turn on your cameras for a group photo to capture this wonderful moment together. Let's now hand over to the organizing team to get us through the photo session.
Okay, right. Okay, we ready to take a photo. Stand by, yeah. 1, 2, 3, and wait a minute. We have four picture, 4. Oh, 3. Oh, and the second slide, many people still not open. Maybe it can open. 1, 2, 3. And now the last slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you once again for joining us. Are we done with the photo session? Okay. Thank you once again for joining us. I am Hafsa.
And I am Amel.
And it has been an honor being your Masters of Ceremony today. Have a wonderful rest of the evening, everyone, and see you at our hopefully next event. I'm not sure about that, but let's see.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
For inviting.
Thank
Thank
you so much.
you.